For the very first time in the world ever, my friend and compatriot, the one and only Andrew Burkots.
Thank you, Landon. I want to say it was a great introduction. I'm very happy to be here. As you can tell, I'm a very young guy. I was born in 1987. And growing up, every guy who's in the audience right now, every single guy, I'm looking at every one of you, you all remember the first time growing up that you discovered the art of pornography. Every one of you remembers that time when you got a hold of one of those VHS tapes that was just too fucking big. It was the size of a goddamn cereal box. You remember pulling out and popping in the VHS and experiencing porn for the first time. Now, for me growing up, my dad was not the talkative type dad. He wasn't the dad who would say, let's talk about sex. He was kind of, you figure it out on your own, and if you get fucked up in the end, I'll help you out. So when it comes to pornography, watching porn was the only way that I really, you know, when I first watched it, it was amazing because here I am, 16 years young, in high school still. I saw guys who had the most bottom-of-the-barrel careers get the most fucking pussy out of anybody. You had plumbers, you had cablemen, you had guys. These guys were getting more pussy than any fucking Hollywood celebrity. And growing up until 17 and a half, I'm in the fucking student career center saying, I want to be a goddamn pizza guy. And there's going to be one woman who's in her 40s who's down for somebody who's in their 20s, and it might work out. But of course, watching porn, as you get older, you start to realize it's not really as realistic as you want it to be. Point being, pornos, every time I put one in, I can see one girl in the beginning who I see fully dressed, and I sit back, and to this day I watch it, and I'm just like, you know what, I hope I get to see her naked. And the bottom line is, I know how it's going to end up. Bottom line is, 4 minutes into the fucking tape, she's going to have her legs behind her ear and 2 dicks in her. Straight up, I know how it's going to end, but yet I still wonder, why the fuck, the one thing I wonder is, why are pornos so long? Out of every guy who's here, who has ever watched porno, have you ever gotten it and bought it to help your sexual relationship? No! You haven't? Don't even fucking lie. You bought it to jerk off, and you go and get a porno, but you get a porno that has length. You get a porno that's between 4 and 6 hours. You can waste the fucking quarters of your day jacking off in your parents' living room. That's how it goes. You stay here, you rent the porno, you're watching it. After 2 minutes, I've already fucking come. I'm sitting here, what am I supposed to watch it for? Where's the story going? I get it. The pornography is great, you know what? To the point where, growing up, I always watched porno, and to the point where I learned from it. There was one porno star, and I'll never forget him. This guy was the epitome of manliness. He was cut, he was big, and every time he was going to town, right before he came, he would come out and he would just fucking, in the most burlesque, burly fucking tone you would think of, he would pull out and start jerking and just go, dropping low! And just fucking go to town. So lo and behold, true story, the first time that I made love to a woman was at a party. No, come on, hear me out. The first time I made love, I met this girl, I know her for about a whole 15 minutes. We were watching Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, we got about 2 songs in, we're like, let's fuck around. So I'm sitting there, here's the moment. This is the moment that every young guy has waited for. The moment where you're going to finally have sex. Think of the bragging rights. This is it. This is all of it. And what do? I'm doing my thing. I'm panicked about the fucking condom breaking. And finally, when I finally do get to that point of coming, I pull off the condom, I look at her, and I'm so fucking scared. I just go, dropping loads. It's not funny. I go everywhere. I met this girl 15 minutes ago. She's looking up at me going, what the fuck are you doing? We met 15 minutes ago. This is a fucking chuck. Don't get comfortable. But I will say that growing up, I didn't just watch porno movies. I also watched other movies, and I grew up in the, you know, I born in 1987. I watched the 90s movies, and everybody here remembers a little movie called Home Alone. Home Alone was a great film. Everybody loved Home Alone. You see the fucking trailer, and it's great. There are traps left and right. There's action. There's fucking, you know, burglars. Everything's going on in this show. When I finally watched the movie, I liked it when I was a kid, and just recently I was hanging out, and I watched it, and I was like, as an adult, it's really not that fucking believable. And let me explain the ways here. You have Kevin McAllister, the poster boy for white America, a Catholic boy about this tall. the guy is going up against 2 known felons. These guys are fucking burglars. They would cut your throat for a nickel. And he's taking them on with fucking household Acme traps. And the one thing that bothered me more than anything was that every fucking Home Alone, they felt that it was necessary to have him become friends with somebody who's an absolute reject of society. The first thing he becomes friends with a fucking creepy-ass snow shoveler who lives by himself and shovels snow for a living. That's scary enough. But the second one, what are you teaching kids? Kids see this movie and they see, oh hey, if I go to New York and I see a fucking woman covered in pigeons, I can give her some turtle doves and we'll be best friends. No! What's gonna happen? She's gonna fucking rob your ass and beat you to a pulp. But the worst part about Home Alone was watching it to this day as an adult. You're watching Home Alone and it's getting great. You have to wait for an hour and 20 minutes until you get to the fucking traps, which bothered me. There were about 7 minutes of traps total. And how the fuck do these parents still have custody of these kids? They have left them when they went to France, they left them when they went to fucking Chicago. It's ridiculous. The fact that they still are parents is enough of a mystery. But in the first film, I'm watching it and you're like, it's getting better and better, and then you see the paint cans. And you're like, my God, how the fuck are they going to top a paint can to the face? That's pretty hardcore. And what do they top it with? Does anybody remember, honestly, what they topped it with? They go up the fucking stairs, and what does he get him with? A fucking string tied across the hall. These are 40-year-old grown men. A string. You might as well have a fucking cardboard box with a stick underneath and a $1 bill underneath. And just fucking pull the string and trap him in the cardboard box. What if it happened the way that it was supposed to happen? What if these 2 known felons just grabbed Kevin, hopped the fucking string, and just fucking grabbed him, raped the shit out of him, These are not fucking friendly guys. Joe Pesci is a fucking thug. Did anybody see this, fellas? Yeah! Speaking of anal sex. Speaking of anal sex. It's a tough subject for me because guys in the audience right now, girls too, it takes a very special guy to enjoy that. And me growing up with my girl, I lived through middle school and high school, and of course we all know now that I watch pornos for advice for some reason. Anal sex was like the ultimate holy grail. That was the fucking challenge. If you could get to that, you were set. But of course, it never happened. And then one day I was with a girl. I'd been dating her for a while, and it was that one time of the month where she couldn't pleasure me the other way, you know? So she said, all right, let's try it. Right off the bat, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? She said, yes. All right, here it goes. So here is the moment, and I'm not thinking about her per se, and I'm not thinking about myself. The only really thing that I can say is, dude, I'm gonna brag about this shit to all the homies, man. That's like a fucking pilot earning his wings, in all honesty. That is like the ultimate honor. So we're sitting there and we're doing it, and she's finally down to do it. And I'm sitting there and I'm doing my thing and I'm going in slowly and I'm just like, wow, this is fucking bomb, right? And I'm doing my thing, and then what stopped me was her face. Now, there are some ladies who, for your guys, you love them, you care about them, you want to give it a shot, and, you know, give them a little something extra in the relationship. She tried it with me, and her face, God love the girl, it was kind of like a combination of, I don't want you to know that it hurts like fuck, but it does. So I'm doing my thing, and I look down, and she's just like, oh, it feels so good. So right off the bat, I stopped. And here's the thing, was after I did it, it doesn't matter if I finished. Yeah, my dick was hating me, but I did it. I fucking did it. I earned my wings. I went straight to American Airlines. I had gotten my wings. But then I'll tell you, guys who have ever tried it in this audience today, the next day, I don't know if I'm the only one. Again, I said it before, it takes a very special guy to do the whole anal sex routine because I tried it, and the next day, you know, I wake up at 10:30, I'm feeling okay. The night before I was like fucking cock of the walk, knowing that I had hit it in the ass. The next day, I wake up at 10:30 in the a.m., go down, and I'm fucking taking a piss, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, there's something not right. There's just something not right. And I realized, right then and there, it was just like, what the fuck did you do last night? For that moment in time, I didn't even want to look at my dick. My dick was like a terrorist. I was like, I don't know you. It was so humiliating. And me and my dick go back like this. We've been friends for years. It took a lot to get over it. Thank you guys for listening to me.